The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet, and yet, we know more about space than we know about what lies beneath the water. In 2014, something was discovered deep in the ocean, something so strange that even scientists refuse to fully explain it, and what they found might still be down there, waiting. The deep ocean is not just dark, it is a completely different world, a place where sunlight never reaches, where the pressure is so extreme that it can crush metal like paper, where the temperature drops close to freezing, and life should not exist, and yet it does. Strange creatures with glowing bodies, transparent skin, and shapes that look almost unreal. Scientists believe that thousands of species in the deep ocean have never been discovered, and maybe some of them are not meant to be found, because the deeper you go, the less the rules of our world seem to apply. Down there, life doesn't follow the same patterns. Some creatures don't need light. Some don't even need eyes. They move slowly, silently, as if they were never meant to be seen. And sometimes, researchers report something even stranger: movements that don't match any known species, shapes that disappear before they can be recorded, and signals that cannot be explained. The ocean is not just unknown, it is unpredictable. Over the years, scientists have detected unusual sounds coming from the deep ocean, sounds that travel across thousands of kilometers, sounds that don't match any known animal. Some are low, deep, almost like something massive moving slowly. Others are sharp, sudden, like a signal or a call. One of these sounds was so powerful that it was detected by sensors placed all over the ocean. And even today, nobody knows exactly what produced it. In 2014, a research team began mapping a remote part of the ocean floor. Their goal was simple: create a detailed map of the seabed. No mysteries, no expectations, just data. But during one of the scans, something appeared on the screen. At first, it looked like noise, a glitch. But as the system recalibrated, the shape remained large, still, and perfectly defined. The team zoomed in. What they saw didn't make sense. The object had straight edges, clean lines, sharp angles. In nature, especially in the deep ocean, shapes are not like that. They are irregular, broken, random. But this looked controlled, almost designed, almost built. One of the researchers paused. No one spoke because they all saw the same thing, and none of them had an explanation. It wasn't a shipwreck. It wasn't debris. It wasn't part of the seabed. It was something separate, something that didn't belong there. And the deeper they analyzed the scan, the more details appeared, lines connecting to other lines, angles forming shapes, almost like a structure, hidden in the dark. Back on the ship, the team began running multiple checks. They changed the frequency of the sonar. They adjusted the depth filters. They recalculated the size. The result was always the same. The object was real, and it was massive, larger than anything they expected to find. One of the scientists suggested it could be a rare geological formation, but even that didn't fully explain it, because geological formations don't create straight lines like that. They don't create symmetry, and they don't appear suddenly in an area that had already been scanned before. Something was wrong, and everyone in the room could feel it. The team made a decision. They needed to see it, not just data, but the actual object. So they prepared a deep-sea camera, a machine designed to survive extreme pressure. Slowly, the camera was lowered into the water. At first, everything looked normal. Light still reached the surface. The water looked clear, calm. But as the camera descended, the light began to fade. Colors disappeared. Blue turned into dark blue. Dark blue turned into black. Soon, there was nothing left, only darkness. The camera lights turned on, a small beam cutting through the void. Particles floated in front of the lens, moving slowly, like dust in the air. The deeper it went, the quieter everything felt. No fish, no movement, no life, just pressure and silence. The team watched the screen without speaking, waiting. The signal started to weaken. Small glitches appeared on the screen. The image flickered for a moment, then returned. The operator adjusted the controls, trying to stabilize the feed. "Keep going," someone said. The camera continued descending, meter by meter. Then suddenly, something appeared. At first, it was just a darker shape. Inside the darkness, hard to see, hard to understand. But it was there. As the camera moved closer, the shape became clearer. It was massive, bigger than they expected. The surface looked uneven in some areas, but strangely smooth in others. Some parts reflected the light, others seemed to absorb it completely. And then, the lines became visible. Straight lines, defined edges. This was not random. This was not natural. And then, something happened. The camera detected movement, not from the structure, but from the darkness around it. A shadow, slowly passing behind the object. Large, silent, too large to be a normal creature. The camera tried to focus, but the image distorted. The signal dropped for a second, then came back, but the shadow was gone. After the mission, very little information was released. Only fragments, only pieces of the story. And the more people tried to understand what happened, the less clear everything became. Some scientists suggested that it could be a rare natural formation, something created by pressure, heat, and time. But that explanation didn't convince everyone, because nature does not create perfect angles like that. It does not create symmetry at that scale and in that environment. Others believed it could be the remains of something human-made, an old structure, a forgotten project, something lost in the ocean long ago. But there was a problem with that idea. No record existed, no document, no history, nothing that could explain how something like that ended up so deep underwater. And then, another theory began to spread, quietly, slowly. A theory that made even experts uncomfortable, that whatever was found was not natural and not human. Something else, something unknown. Some independent researchers tried to analyze the few images that were available. They enhanced the contrast. They adjusted the lighting. They zoomed in again and again. And the more they looked, the more strange details appeared. Lines that seemed too straight, surfaces that looked too smooth, patterns that repeated, almost like something designed, not formed. One researcher claimed that the structure showed signs of intentional construction, but without full access to the data, nothing could be confirmed. And that uncertainty only made the mystery deeper. But there was one idea that stood out more than the others. What if the structure was not abandoned? What if it was still active? The movement captured near the object raised more questions, because whatever passed behind it was not clearly identified. It didn't behave like a normal animal. It didn't react to the light. It just moved slowly and disappeared. And that moment changed everything. In the days after the mission, things began to change. The research team became silent. Emails went unanswered. Requests for information were ignored. Interviews that had been scheduled were suddenly canceled. Even internal discussions became limited. Some members of the team later said that they were told not to talk about it, not publicly, not privately, just not at all. When people tried to access the data, they found gaps, missing files, corrupted recordings, incomplete reports. Some sections of the footage simply didn't exist anymore, and the official explanation was always the same: inconclusive, a word that answered nothing and explained even less. The exact location of the discovery was never revealed. Coordinates were removed, maps were edited, and any reference to the site slowly disappeared. It was as if the place itself was being hidden, not just the object, but the entire area. The ocean remains one of the last true mysteries on Earth, a place where we are not in control, a place where something could exist without us ever knowing, something hidden far below the surface, in complete darkness, in complete silence. And maybe what was discovered in 2014 was never fully explained because it couldn't be, because some things don't fit into our understanding of the world, and maybe some discoveries are not meant to be shared, not meant to be understood, not meant to be found. If you were there, would you go deeper or turn back?